Nah. He's on caffeine all the time, all day. Even the one time, the third season where he kicks a drug habit.
Within like a day, like that doesn't make any sort of sense.
And I did watch 24 in 20, like the whole day, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's like 18 hours because you got to take away the extra 15 minutes for the they're like 40-minute episodes, and none of it made sense. No, as in you watch it bit by bit, and it makes it, and you're like, yeah, but none of it can happen within that time frame because.
And hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your man, the guy who decided nearly 26 years later to retcon a whole season of a show and put it into 20 episodes, Kyle Charles, and
the man who stopped fighting so he could have a bath with Bulma, CY Chong.
Oh, that was random. And today we are going to be reviewing I think it's technically the last work of Akira Toriyama, is it? Yeah.
Because they said he was involved. Oh, they asked him for stuff, like his opinion and stuff, and then he was like, "Actually, I'm enjoying it. Let me get more involved." So yeah,
more than like GT, because GT had like.
We will. There is direct comparison.
There literally is.
But yes. Before we bury the lead, we are going to be speaking about Dragon Ball Daima.
Yes, the long-awaited, Randy came out from nowhere show. Yeah. Wait,
the 20 episode series that goes between the ending of Z, but kind of not because you still got a Buu Saga extra epilogue bit.
Yeah,
and before the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, but sometimes some things just kind of, is it canon, is it not?
Yeah, some things maybe just we forget as a big thing that happens in this. But hey,
well, some of it you can in your head justify and go blah 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 this and that, right? But then there's some things where you're like, Super came afterwards.
Yeah.
So you had the entire how many X amount of years to work this out and go, let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not get anything that makes it non-canon.
Yeah.
But they do it anyways. So
it's like the one thing near the end. I'm like, I don't know how you fit this in.
Sometimes you think, oh, something's so cool. You're like, all right, let it slide.
Yeah. But then you think about like, wait, how does
So Dragon Ball Daima itself does the thing where in the beginning of Dragon Ball GT. Goku and friends this time, right?
Yeah, and friends
turning to children. Yeah. And I get the beginning of this one. It actually they almost did the exact same thing that Pilaf did.
Yeah,
which is fun, right? So this guy's like, I'll turn them into kids. I can beat them up, and they're like, well, no, hold on a second. Oh, and the dragon's like, okay, so what happens to the people that are already kids? I'll turn them to babies.
You're like,
okay.
Cover all bases. I get it.
He obviously forget to ask, but it doesn't matter because Gohan's not even in it.
Yeah.
But what about the people that are in the middle?
Yeah. What do? We turn them to teenagers. Okay. They're already teenagers? All right, sure. I guess.
What are the people that are babies already?
Turn them to adults. That's hard. Like...
yeah. Do like the Teen Titans JLA thing.
Yeah, we just swap them around. Like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
That would be quite funny, actually.
Yeah, I would like to see something like that. That'd be quite a different thing to do.
Yeah, I did like the first episode was basically a recap episode, but with redrawn artwork and all that stuff to like,
get you into it. And like,
okay. Well, that was pretty cool. Except Gohan was in that, and then our boy just kind of like, nah.
But like, you know what I kind of sort of like, they gave him superhero, so you could sit this one out, I guess. You know.
Yeah, but Piccolo was also in superhero, and it was more Piccolo's movie than Gohan's, and they still kept him there.
Yeah.
I have to say that though, I do like the animation. I thought the
animation is really good. Like it's like you could tell it's like high budget. That's what I knew when I say animation. Like, this ain't gonna be more than like a few episodes because there's no way you can like have a Dragon Ball Super or Z amount of episodes drawn this way because you'd be poor.
Yeah. What did you think of the storyline overall?
Storyline overall, It's gonna sound weird. I liked it a lot because it wasn't really high stakes.
Yeah. It was like a side story.
Yeah, and like there was nothing like, if we don't beat this person, the whole universe is gonna be destroyed or whatever. It's like,
no, just that the person will take over the hell dimension.
Yeah, and who cares really about the hell dimension?
But we live on Earth dimension, so kind of.
So I kind of like that. It was back to basics sort of thing. I kind of like that. It was like sort of like an adventure, rather than like intergalactic threats and all that stuff. So
yeah, I do have to say the first couple of episodes when it was just Goku doing the Goku show, and I was like, how is this going to be more GT than I think it's going to be?
Yeah.
But then like a couple of maybe from episode 5, Vegeta decides. Well, they decide that Vegeta, the animators, the writers, totally decide that Vegeta is actually going to show up and do something. So yeah,
because there's a point
where that they show up, they do something over there.
Yeah.
So then they can't get in the way of Goku doing stuff over here. It's like,
because there was moments where I was like, oh, they're gonna just somehow not have those guys in it, even though you've like said you're gonna have them, but they're gonna like have some weird way of getting out of it. But I was like, oh, okay, they actually turn up and are integral to the story. So yeah, I like that. But yeah, it was. I like that sort of. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt really just a nice, easy watch.
Because it was fun. It had jokes. There's silly stuff going on, but nothing like too over the top and more in character stuff, because they do as their country bumpkin Goku does what country bumpkin Goku does.
Yeah, just being a bum. Yeah. Being oblivious to everything in the world.
Exactly. So you want to speak about how it's non-canon-ish, kind of? I mean,
this is where it gets funny, the canon thing, like, because they basically show you like everything what happened in Z, and with Diabora and all that stuff, like, so this has happened, right? And then they kind of continue with the Margin stuff and how Majin Buu became a thing, and Diabora, and how he's actually not a chump. He actually was like someone important in this universe, in that world, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is canon. But then there's the transformations and stuff, like.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's.
Now, Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 3 here, which apparently, according to him, he's had for a while. He just didn't show it.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Which I get.
I get that.
We'll do this bit. We'll do this one first, and then we'll move to the other transformation.
Yeah.
I get this one because when he hit Super Saiyan Grade 3, he realized it was useless. So and Trunks thought he hadn't got that transformation.
Yeah.
So when he waited for Vegeta to get knocked out, and then he buffed himself up, and he's like, I don't want my dad to see this because his ego could have taken the. Yeah, exactly. That I got trained more and was better than him. And then he tried to fight Cell, who also buffed up, and he's like, yeah, but Trunks, that all that muscle's getting away with your speed, whereas I don't have those.
What is deficits.
This? So, and your dad knew that. He knew that because he trained for ages, and you're punk. So, and then
like, I finally get it now.
No. And so I was like, yes, you are punk. And then Trunks like just kind of.
You can kill me now. Punk. Yeah, his little pity party.
Yeah. But so, I get that. If like Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 3, he gets his super long hair, and in the demon dimension, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, okay, and then Goku at the end of it, Goku's like, "Oh yeah, so when did you get Super Saiyan 3? How come you didn't say it?" And he goes, "No, it's not called Super Saiyan 3. It's called Ultra Vegeta."
Yeah, Ultra Vegeta like, 1 or something like.
Yeah, and he's like, "I don't think so, mate."
It's Super Saiyan 3, dude.
Say so.
Yeah. Don't be a douche.
But I can get that. While Super Saiyan 2 is more efficient for him because apparently, I say apparently because it's never. Like Super Saiyan 3 is supposed to burn out your stamina, but stamina never is a problem in any of these fights because the stamina's whatever they decide that the length of stamina is going to be.
Yeah.
Though we could also argue that since Trunks got Super Saiyan 2, strengthened Super Saiyan 2 in the manga, technically, could you say that's what Vegeta had in the series in Super? Like,
possibly.
It's the power of Super Saiyan 3 without the stamina issues.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That actually does make sense.
Yeah. And they don't know that, whether they confirm or not, whatever. But in your mind, you can argue, oh yeah, that's kind of what he did, because they don't contradict it either way. They don't specifically say, and because he did it in the Nether realm or whatever it was, the demon realm, where in the movie, in the Battle of Gods movie, where where Vegeta fights Beerus, and then Master Roshi says, Vegeta, after Bulma got slapped, Vegeta got more powerful than Goku, like as he's to fight Beerus. Because Master Roshi never saw him transform, so kind of he probably didn't know. The people that weren't there never saw it.
No,
like the referee.
Like the referee. Yeah, he was never there.
Yeah, so you can argue. I think you can kind of swerve that if that works. But I get training and stamina issues. That's what Vegeta needs Viagra apparently.
Yeah,
the equivalent of power level Viagra. Yeah. So he's like, nah, I ain't gonna. I don't need to use that. Goku's Super Saiyan 4 though is something else.
yes. Had a redesign as well in a way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was neat and cool, and a throw like a fan service, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, if he had this, because he says, "Oh, I had this kind of in my back pocket, but I didn't know whatever." Didn't have to. I had a 10% chance of working, or something like that. Like he said about Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken as well. But if he was in the demon realm, and the demon lady, whatever, gave him the power boost, which kind of is what happened, right?
Yeah,
he could have just said, "Oh, that's power that I reached that level only because she boosted me too."
Yeah,
and then you'd be like, "Well, that's why he can never access it in Super." And then you'd be like, "Oh yeah," but they don't say that. He's just like Vegeta question. He was like,
"Plot convenience," Because I kind of took it as he probably had a bit of good to it, but then because that I don't even know that old Namek dude was name.
Yeah. I know.
I just thought he kind of unlocked it.
Yeah. Could have done that as well.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then
they had, or they could even say the demon realm gives you.
Yeah.
Because they're meant to be, you have to have pointed ears to go into the demon realm.
Yeah, but they got around it.
Yeah, so Goku, apparently, I didn't know, the way I was watching it, I was like, has he got such mastery of his muscles that he can turn his ears pointed ones? All right.
But I think someone did the magic for us. I remember there's some a convoluted reason. Not convoluted.
No, but it seemed like as well, because the way they did was a bit like, you put your hand over it and then it changes. But it's like, but there's no magical sound effect or anything like that. That's obvious that's what happened.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a
weird way to do it. So you could just say, they because they were in the demon realm, blah blah blah, this and that, power levels, then you could get them there. But but obviously, once Vegeta reaches the level that Goku reaches, Goku's got to be like, nah, I've got a
new transformation in my back pocket. Here we go. Like, oh,
It's like, oh, come on, man.
Why can't we be on the same level? Why do you do this? This is just
exactly.
But I like the new design of it. Like, instead of the hair being black, it's reddish to match the skin. I mean, the fur, which made sense.
Yeah.
And then like, his hands are bigger.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh yeah, because more animal-like. It's like, that's pretty cool. Oh, all right, that's better than before, which he grew up to a man for some reason, and the Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 old one never made any sense to me because he would transform and then have gloves on. Yeah,
not only that, he had leather pants as well.
Yeah, and then when he came out of it, the gloves were gone. I was like, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. But, okay, sure.
But also as well, they as they always have to do, because Goku needs to they have the exclamation point win.
Yeah,
he's fighting the powered up demon person, right?
Yeah,
the main nemesis, right?
Yeah.
Gets loses his power somewhat, right?
Yeah.
And Vegeta goes like, "Let me take over," and then Vegeta does the fight, and then you're like, "All right," and then I think he gets to Super Saiyan 3, starts winning, showing off that he can't do the thing that he needs to do, while it gives Goku the ability, and friends, the ability to work out how to defeat the demon, because Vegeta's always going to be the guy that's the sacrificial lamb, like when they're fighting Hit, right? Exactly, almost the exact what happened with Hit, by the way,
yeah.
And then Vegeta de-transforms because Super Saiyan 3 was running out, and he's like, nah, I'm going to continue fighting till the death, apparently, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, how? Okay, so we worked out how to beat the guy. We can't communicate to him up there because we'll be shouting. The guy's gonna work out, like he's gonna just cover up what he needs to cover up, right?
Yeah.
So how do we stop Vegeta from continuing to fight when he is in no shape to fight?
Yeah, save him from killing himself. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, Bulma has her solution, which is to entice Vegeta with
going in the bath
shenanigans. Yeah.
Just a weird. I was like, I get it, but that's a weird.
Okay, and then all of a sudden he just moved the fastest I've ever seen in his life. He just basically almost teleported from there to there. Even though he didn't, right? He just,
like, oh, okay.
He's like, yeah, you go. It's all good.
I was like, wow.
Okay. I was like, all right, well, at least that makes sense.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, they had to get him out to fight, and they didn't want him to look like a chump. So writers, well done for that.
Yeah. Feed into a man's like lust and stuff. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but it's just that you never should have had him put in that position in the first place. Probably, you could have had them let him have the fight, and then and then then to be like, Vegeta, you got to tag out because we've worked out how to do it. Rather than Goku fight, then Vegeta fights, and then
I don't know. I think how they've done it because of his character. That's the only way you can do it. Because if it's like, oh, Vegeta, by the way, we figured it out. You're like, no, I still need to do this because I'm an arrogant asshole. So
yeah.
It's like, So I like that.
Yeah, I like how they took him out of the fight. I didn't think that Goku needed to be tag out, tag in, and then take the glory.
But realistically, he didn't take the glory because what's his name? Majin Ku actually.
Oh yeah. Piccolo almost took the glory, which I was like, yes, I can get behind that. Right?
I was like, oh, can't be Piccolo, man.
No, why? Apparently, the brains of the entire Z fighters operation. That guy, he's the architect of the Z fighters, just like Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but
he didn't get no glory for you anymore, right? He had and that was
Seth does.
That was way back at the end of normal Dragon Ball, not Z.
Yeah, I'm saying like Piccolo has only been relevant for like by association. I'm bad enough because I like Piccolo.
With Demon King Piccolo, who's dad, right?
Not even that, like who actually knows? Who actually cares about Demon King Piccolo? Like realistically, like what's he done?
Probably people that are 10 years older than us.
Even then, I doubt it. Like, yeah, he was great. Like, what did Demon King Piccolo actually do? Nothing. Piccolo's done more than Demon King.
He did a lot back in the day, but like we said, we started at Z, so we're like, it's like when people watch Ric Flair nowadays, and
like, what's Ric Flair? Like, yeah, I guess you have to be there to understand something like it's that gimmick Ric Flair, but like. Yeah, Demon King, like Piccolo himself, he's only relevant really because of Gohan. Like he's associated with Gohan. Really, other than that, like, who's this green chump getting beat up all the time and then just stands in the corner going, "Oh, you should have done this. Then why don't you do it?"
Yeah.
That's my again. I like Piccolo, but that's how I view him. He's just that guy. Like I know how to do something, but I can't do it. So he's a teacher.
Yes,
Yes, he's a teacher.
They powered him up now, right?
Yeah, well, even then.
Even though that's not to the power level of everyone else, but at least more relevant. Here's the thing, right? Someone like Tien could be more relevant. Yamcha's had his day, right?
Yeah, Yamcha's day.
He can't boost himself anymore.
No.
Krillin and Yamcha are kind of at that level, but Krillin's more relevant because he's just sneaky. Right?
Yeah, and he didn't get like a chump. I mean, like
yeah. He didn't get his woman get stolen by someone else as well.
Yeah, exactly. Around his nose, but yeah. So,
but yeah, I think like because Tien, they could have given him certain abilities to help him keep relative above the people that are humans, right? Because he's got a third eye.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, he's not going to be level of Piccolo, Gohan, and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I think they like he could have got tactics and stuff like that. He had, you know, like he's got a multi-cloning thing.
Yeah.
And the tri-beam and the four-arm thingamajig, you know, if you just combine all those things together, if you master them all, whatever, right, you could have 4 of them with 4 arms each, yeah? And then you do a 12 times tri-beam.
But then die straight afterwards, yeah.
yeah. Because apparently, if you do the tri-beam, yeah, it whittles down your own life force.
Maybe that's
why. Apparently, like they also said, if you do the cloning technique, each of the clones then you get a quarter of your...
your strength.
But I'm like, you know what?
Maybe that's why these like the human characters are terrible, because like a lot of their moves is like ends up hurting them more than themselves.
Yeah, but it's not like so. Apparently, when you do Kaioken, it hurts you.
Yeah.
Except that Goku managed to get 20 times Kaioken be fine.
Yeah.
And then Super Saiyan is meant to deplete your stamina, but these guys fight like for 20 episodes.
20 episodes and do like 7 transformation in episodes. Like, wait, well, okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to go from Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, then to God. And you're like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Apparently, training can boost your abilities, except not sometimes. And even though a potential unlocked a Mystic / Ultimate Gohan is not a transformation.
Yeah.
Initially, it kind of then became one because he had to backtrack. Like, what?
Yeah.
I thought it was this baseball.
This is like as much as I love Dragon Ball now, when you feel like this, like this show is so convoluted. You know what I mean? Like it just backpedals all the time, and like what is lore at this point? I don't know. Like
but apparently, according to this show as well, they look, it's one of those things where they're like, enjoy the show. Don't
ask
worry
me
about
questions.
it too much.
Yeah.
Right, but then it's just like, wait a minute. If I'm watching it in order, there is issues.
There's big gaping holes of like logic in like. So, well, I get this was written like when Super finished in like 2018, right?
Oh Jesus, yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah, so like say it finished like 6 years ago or something. So, and he decided to write this. Yeah, then you see the holes. Like, if like this between Super and Z without this, that kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. Well, I think here's the other kind of awkward thing.
Yeah.
The end of Z takes place 10 years from.
Oh, pretend that bit don't happen. Right? Yeah.
Even though it's in the when they do new episodes of Dragon Ball Kai, they need to cut that bit out, right?
Yeah.
Because the timeline shifts.
Yeah.
So they need to either rewrite over it or put it back where it is when they actually reach it.
But then now you're saying that now, right? Even that's wrong. In Super, because elaborate. Between Z and Super, right? I think it's like 2 years or something like that, right?
Super's meant to be 4 years, because this is 2 years after the end. Well, when we say the end of Z, we're just going to say that's the end of the Majin Buu saga.
Yeah.
For you know, otherwise we get a bit of a headache. Keep on back and tracking it. So end of Z, then this, which is 2 years later, Dragon Ball Daima, right? And then 2 years after that is Dragon Ball Super, because I think Super takes place 4 years after the end of Z.
Okay, yeah, so they've already broke this anyway. Because, like, okay, so... Because then isn't Superheroes, like, 2 years after Super finishes? Yeah.
Yeah, so they... Okay. And just so we are keeping track of the timeline, right? So that's 2 years to Daima. That's
Yeah.
Then 4 years to Super, right?
Yeah.
And then within Super, they get the Dragon Balls about 3 times.
Yeah.
So once to call the dragon for the Beerus stuff.
Yeah.
Once to revive Frieza.
Yep.
Once to when Pan was ill.
Yep.
Once. Okay, and then they don't call Dragon Balls afterwards, but they call it in Dragon Ball Z Brody. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they Dragon Ball Z Superior. Did they call? Do you remember they used the Dragon Balls?
I can't wait.
I don't think they did, right? I don't think they used it in Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
No, I didn't know. No.
All right, so that's 4 years within Super itself, plus the 4 years that get.
Actually, no, they do use it in Super because doesn't the dragon say the Piccolo?
Oh yeah, he powers up Piccolo, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say the 4th year, right? So then you got 2 years to Daima, then the 3rd year, and then the 4th year is when Super starts, right?
Yeah.
Then you're starting to get to about the end of the actual end of the prologue. It's only like 1 or 2 years away now.
Because it kind of makes sense. I was only saying that didn't make sense because at the end of that 10 years from when Goku fights Oob and that stuff, right? And he takes him off and says, "Hey, I got a new child now. Screw my other kids."
Yep.
Pan's like,
strangely enough, I found a kid that's more powerful than all you, so I'm gonna go and train with him. You know how it is, and they're like, actually, we do know how it is.
Yeah, we do know. See you later, father. Not even dad, father. Because Pan's like 4 then, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
so
going to school, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's then in Super, Pan's born then.
Yeah.
So I don't get the gap.
Yeah.
Was it 7 years between the Oob thing and I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't.
No, I think it was 10 years. It's supposed to be 10 years, right?
So, I'm not too sure because I know Goten and Trunks are like teenagers.
Yeah.
But then how many years?
Oh, hold on. So yeah. Because they okay. So Goten is 7 at the end of the Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
And then they say they're 9 at the beginning of this series.
Yeah.
So that definitely is 2 years.
Yeah. And then
they have to explain why the kids aren't growing to a certain height. I think that they just kind of say something at the beginning, like Saiyans.
Saiyans have a growth spurt at a certain age,
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, okay.
But then that makes sense because when you see them in superheroes, they're teenagers. They're tall. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, and I think even Krillin or someone makes a joke about it, like, oh, you guys are growing. Like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why Goku is 12 at the beginning of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And then when he's 15, he still looks like he was the same when he was 12. And then all of a sudden when he hits 18, that's when he actually grows up.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lick of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're not here to just
yeah, you're right. Yeah, 10 years later.
You know what? It doesn't make sense because it doesn't need to.
It doesn't need to make sense at this point. No.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, it should. But
it's a con.
But what I do, it does come across as Daima does come across as mystical adventure sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
It feels like a nice love letter to a bygone era. Yeah. So I like that.
Yeah. And when you say bygone era, you mean original Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Is that where you got the vibes?
Yeah. Because like GT at the start tried to do that, and then did whatever it did. Like, again, I'm not knocking GT.
Well, GT went into space, and you're like, all right, okay, that's kind of a bit. Yeah.
Okay. Space.
All right.
Something we haven't already touched upon. Yay. Okay. But like, because I like the new characters they introduced. I like that they gave more to the Supreme Kai. Like, oh, he actually has a brother and sister who are like 7 feet taller than him, even when he's full sized, and their motivations. They both basically want to be rulers of the first, second, and third demon world, and they want to get their shenanigans, and they're having their little plots with other people.
Yeah. And then they had that female demon lady who, who wants to kind of rule that area of hell, but kind of.
Yeah.
Well, she does, but she don't want to be like the ruler, the guy who.
Yeah, Gomah.
The main I say the main villain of the episode. Even though he was, I don't want to say necessarily a goofy villain, but he wasn't he
wasn't a serious threat until the end.
Kind of,
and even at the end, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't like, I'm gonna destroy the whole universe sort of thing. He was like, I just want to be king.
Yeah. I'm a little demon. I've got little demon syndrome.
Yeah.
So then I turn into a big massive demon because
reasons, you know.
Well, he's just like, you know what? Now they can't call me small, right?
Yeah, you're like,
it's a psychological thing, apparently.
I get it. Yeah, so I like.
It's like them. It's like them guys who break their legs to extend themselves.
Yeah, I still understand.
Like, yeah. Well, yeah, but you say that because you're 6'1", right?
Yeah, that's what I can say.
I mean, look, I would say that as well because I'm 5'10", so
yeah.
I want to say I wouldn't understand why someone would want to break their legs and then extend them, blah blah blah, right? I can get the height thing, right? But it's so they break their legs at certain points.
Yeah.
Extend them with the
rods, whatever they got to tighten them.
Yeah. Like a couple of a quarter of an inch at a time. And then it gets the bone reforms. They got to break that and then extend it again.
Yeah.
And then I've seen the videos how people walk afterwards. And
it doesn't look right. It's like, is it worth it?
Yeah, that's the question, right? When you see the payoff, you're like, especially if they're very brittle now.
Yeah.
And if you were to break them, that's like.
Yeah, and apparently as well, once you get that done, they say you can't run ever again because it's that fragile now. Like, say you're.
Oh, well, you can't even take impact.
Yeah. So like, oh, that's another thing.
Well, it's not worth it then. Okay, I'm gonna say these guys, they can't do squats.
Yeah. You can't do lunges. Yeah, it's like it's not.
You can. I say you can barely walk, but I thought they walk funny because of what happened to them. But you're saying they probably walking funny because of how fragile.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm like,
okay, that does make sense.
Just for like an extra couple of inches. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. And it's damn it. Well, it's damn expensive as well.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's like,
it's like really.
Just
get personality, but, you know.
But I know we got a side tangent, but I will because there's something else as well.
Yeah.
Have you seen the adverts for the consorti shoes or whatever they are?
No.
Okay, so they're the shoes that look like the trainers, but they've got the heel lift. On
them,
up to 3 inches.
Yeah.
And I was watching this ad, right? It just popped on my Facebook, right? And this guy is interviewing 2 young black guys, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what race the guy was. Probably Indian, right? It's not relevant. I'm just saying that's what. Right. And and he's like, I think he was. So he was asking one of the guys how tall are you? One guy said 5'10".
Yeah.
And then he said to his friend, "Oh, how tall are you?" And he goes 5'11". He goes, "Do you believe that I'm 5'7"? He goes, "Do you believe I'm 5'7"? Yeah.
Yeah.
And because the guy was taller than him. Yeah. I'm not taller than that one guy. He goes, no. He goes, yeah, because I'm wearing these shoes. It's like, one of those, you know how it is where it's just like, it's fake. But it's not an interview.
No, it's a pre-rehearsed interview.
Yeah. But what's funny is that he hands it to the guy who's 5'7", right? He got the guy 5'7", puts him on,
Yeah.
And he goes, oh yeah, right? And then the guy interview goes, how do you feel? And the guy goes, I feel tall. I feel powerful. And I'm like, well, you want to? I know you want to sell your shoes, but
yeah, come on now, be more real. This is so
fake.
Fake.
Like, okay, I mean, because they're all tying it into a small man. Apparently, is not whatever, right? I'm like, that's not. You're trying to inadvertently, well, purposely maybe, make people insecure about a specific thing for them to purchase your product.
Yeah.
It's always like them adverts where we, I know it's aimed at guys, right?
Yeah.
But you know all the adverts that aimed at women, like makeup and all that.
Yeah.
Stuff. Oh yeah, if you blah blah blah. So you're kind of negging them.
Yeah, negging them. You're making them feel even worse about themselves. I'm like, okay, but if I get this thing, it'll make me
exactly.
Yeah, it's all disgusting. If I'm honest.
I was like, wow, that's kind of
it's not cool.
That's one way to do things, but
it's not the nicest. Yeah, I mean, not the nicest way to do things.
You couldn't just be like, oh, the guy that gets in the shoes and then he's got his rest of the suit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like in style, and you're like, oh yeah, right?
Yeah.
People looking at him, Then
But
that's the more positive aura thing,
Yeah, rather than, hey, as soon as you get these shoes and you're a bit taller, everyone will like you and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and another one as well. I was reading. You know who Kirk Douglas is? I don't know if you know.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 5'7", and one of his friends, I can't remember. I say friends, right? Quote unquote. Dude was 6'2".
Yeah.
And Kirk Douglas was insecure about his height, right?
Yeah.
And the guy used to make fun of him about his height, but in private, right? And then at one time, I don't know where they did, they had a little argument, whatever, right? But on stage, like as a presentation, he started making fun of Kirk Douglas for being, I say short, but shorter than him, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, wow, man, that guy is not your friend anymore, right? After that, it's like, why would you go after guys' insecurities like that in front of everyone and mock him? You know,
it's not cool. It's not cool.
Yeah. Apparently, he made up afterwards. But Kirk Douglas, they were saying, he was getting so angry that his eyes were tearing up, and I'm like, that guy wasn't. Yeah,
it wasn't your friend.
Yeah, that guy straight up backstab you. You shouldn't be having that, right?
Man, that's a dick move. Ugh.
Yeah. We say that, but then we relate it back to Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah.
Goku is whatever height Goku is, yeah?
Yeah.
Krillin is whatever height Krillin is, and Krillin don't have those issues because he got 18, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he won.
Vegeta, on the other hand, even though he's taller than Krillin, he's like, nah, man.
But then I don't think like Vegeta is a person who's insecure about his height or anything.
Oh, that's because his hair is another 2 feet high,
and because like realistically, he can murder like 90% of like the universe. In a second, so it's like, why should I care that I'm 5'2"?
No, it's not about the rest of the universe. It's about that one guy.
Yeah, one guy.
That one guy, peasant Saiyan, right? And I'm a prince, and I'm better than him according to hierarchy. Except that he's actually better than me, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, a hierarchy.
I don't think, by the way, I know just throwing it out there, but I don't think height is something that Vegeta is insecure about.
Yeah, no, neither do I. No.
It's not related to that. Otherwise. I mean, even though he is hating on Piccolo, because Piccolo's taller than
but
Goku as well, so
like 8 foot, but you know,
yeah,
which again doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
Though who is insecure about the height and not in this series is Frieza.
He's insecure about his height, and you can tell. Yeah, that's like his whole thing.
Even though he's got a first transformation that made him like get extra tall, but he's like, nah, I'm not.
And then
no, that's not even a transformation, right? Because that's how he not depowers himself, but what's that thing? Where they hold back.
Wait, what
power lock? I don't know.
It's no transformation. He's got like 4.
No, because he started. You know the pink Frieza version.
Yeah, with the horn.
Yeah,
and then he gets to.
Then he becomes an alien. Then he becomes a buff Frieza. And then he becomes actual normal.
Doesn't he become like he has a horn one? Then he gets taller with the horn, and then he becomes alien.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I thought the alien was the second stage.
No, that's his.
Okay, maybe not. But apparently his actual form is the white version.
Yeah,
and he had to kind of level lock himself down to the pink version, the original pink version.
That sounds so stupid.
Well, I get. Apparently, like Thor's hammer, right?
Yeah.
You know, he could have controlled it, so he had to be like, I need to be in this form to help channel it, and then
I need to de-evolve to. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Even the cooler, on the other hand, does transform upwards.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, cooler. He'll be somehow introduced into the Dragon Ball universe.
I do hope. I look. Cooler is actually cool. I do like Cooler.
Yeah. Everyone likes Cooler.
Yeah, he's. I think of the movies, of the non-canon characters, like Brody, he's popular. He's probably the second most popular. After. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we said that when we spoke about Broly, the Broly movies. Yeah.
You know, funny in the Hell Dimension, right?
Yeah.
If it was Garlic Jr. or someone like that, like some from way back, like a non-canon villain, but just like a reintroduced one. Like if it was Lord Slug and he's like, yeah, I'm the King of Hell. Not really Lord Slug, because he's a bit too much for a light-hearted series like this. Even though
that's why I think they just made up.
Even though Daima is Big Demon.
That's
like
the
kanji characters.
Yeah, I thought so.
Even though they're the same as Chinese characters, but I was like, okay, so Big Demon, you'd be thinking it's a bit more higher like something more sinister than what it actually was, which is more light-hearted, fun, comedic. I don't want to say like a swashbuckler series or something like that, you know?
Because there was something else. Like, I like that they,
and it was a bit literal because the demon became a big demon.
Big demon, yeah.
Like,
so you did there. Ha
yeah.
I like the whole introduction of Majin Du and Ku. I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, oh, okay. And I thought there was gonna be something. I'm kind of glad they didn't make them become something bigger. I was like, okay, I like how they end up just being like too light-hearted, like monsters. What call them? No, demon's a mean word. Right, monsters. Yeah, I like how they became not monsters. They became like characters. Like, oh, okay, and then,
yeah.
Weapons of destruction and everything. They're like actual.
And then you're saying that you are glad that Majin Ku got the pinfall.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was like, that was cool.
It made sense actually because I was like, huh. It's like when 17 won the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, they're sharing out the belt.
But even though technically I wouldn't say 17 won because he was the only one left in the arena.
Yeah.
He won by default, but he didn't actually do anything to win.
Like, I woke up, I mean, I woke up and I won, So I like that, like he Ku got it, and then like his whole like I liked his whole character, like it was just like a light-hearted like goofer, like doofus.
They were saying like whoever took out the third eye or whatever it was, gets to rule hell.
Yeah.
That hell, right? And he's like, and they're like, oh, and he's like, oh, me. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will make this lady, the lady who did want to rule, like, you can be my second in command, and then
you can
he's assigning all jobs to the people, and he's like, because a good ruler like myself, assigns the people that are the best to do the tasks that needs to be
required.
Done.
I was like, okay, he makes a good point. Okay,
yeah. And maybe he just doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
But you get the right people, and you.
I was like, that's a good.
You look good in the process, you know.
Yeah. I was like, that's a good way of doing it. And then you're like,
Well, it also keeps everything above board. Like no one's gonna turn on them because they're like, I'm kind of doing the stuff that I wanted to do. So
because then it just been like a repeat of all the other leaders beforehand. They just like someone murdered them and then they became that person because they thought he could do better. He was like, nah, we're all in this together. Here's the equal. Like, okay, he'll be ruler for quite a long time. No one's gonna go against him. But there was. What did you feel about Glorio?
So he came in there like he like there was more to him.
Yeah.
And then like is he going to turn? Are they trying to make it look like he's a mole or something like that?
Yeah.
But then kind of I was glad that they didn't because I don't want to say it was being predictable or anything like that, but it's just like there's no setup for that other than okay. Have you seen? Do you ever watch 24?
Yeah.
And they always did this camera angles to look at specific characters.
Yeah, and then
the actor said, "I didn't know what was happening next. They just told me to look at a camera, in a specific way.
Yeah,
so just to make everyone suspicious.
Everyone's suspicious,
and then they could edit in however they want to edit. It. But there was one where some dude wasn't even suspicious whatsoever, but they had him, do the specific things, and it was like, all right,
okay. Yeah. I need to watch 24 again, man. 24 was so over the top and awesome.
The first season is really good.
Yeah.
Because Jack Power actually takes a nap. All right. All right. And then the rest of the seasons after that and whatever, nah. He's on caffeine all the time, all day. Even the third season where he kicks a drug habit.
Within like a day, like that does. Sort of. So...
And I did watch 24 in 20, like the whole day, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's like 18 hours because you got to take away the extra
15
minutes for they're like 40-minute episodes, and none of it made sense. No, like as in you watch it bit by bit, and it makes it, and you're like, but none of it can happen within that time frame because
like the travel distance and stuff like no, that couldn't work. No.
Yeah, the double crosses and everything like that as well.
Yeah.
Like no,
double crosses.
You know what?
Yeah, show's awesome.
And then how they resolve certain situations, you're like, okay.
Yeah, that couldn't be resolved in that quick of time. It's all that sort of stuff,
Even though it's a neat concept and stuff. Yeah, it's a neat concept. I do like it.
Yeah, but like I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of glad Glorio didn't do anything like that. I thought there'd be more of a reveal when he finally talks to the Supreme Kai's sister. I thought it'd be more of a reveal. Was like, oh no, you just helped me, so I thought I'll help you, but then I'm gonna not betray you, but not do what you say. And he's like, okay, cool.
Okay. And now saying about Glorio, you reminded me of the little girl who does a Princess Jasmine, where she goes to the city to help the people.
Yeah.
And then they try to capture her. Oh, look, she had a taser weapon that fell apart, right?
Yeah.
And then Goku kind of had to come and jump in and save her, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, who are you people? You're a band of merry misfits and stuff like that, right?" And then she becomes one of their group to go to the castle, whatever it is, And the guards at the castle are stopping Goku going in, and they were like, "Hold on a minute, your ears are not pointy."
Yeah.
And then she like walks to the front of them to the guards and says, "Boys, stand aside, let me in."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Princess."
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Panza, I liked her. I thought her character was good. She wasn't one of those, mostly any show you get that annoying. Basically, like Pan in GT. She was super annoying. Like, she was just like, why are you here? Like, she was the opposite of that. Like, okay, she actually adds to the story rather than Pan being reason for things to go wrong and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I like this girl. She's all right. And then I like her dad.
Do you think sorry, go on.
No, I was saying I liked her dad as well. The big warrior dude. Yeah.
Do you think we'll see any of these characters in the continuation? Okay, you're saying they're just within that series and that's it, yeah?
Unless they somehow, when Super comes back, and I don't know if when Super comes back and if it will follow the comics and stuff like that. Unless they somehow integrate them into what's already into that. Like, oh, okay, that's the only way. Or they do like a sequel to Dharma. The only way I really can see them.
Because how many arcs have? So they've had the Moro arc, the Black Frieza arc. They had another one before, the Intergalactic Prisoner arc.
Yeah.
So the manga is a decent amount of story episodes ahead.
Yeah, so they could always do those filler episodes where they could somehow oh, let's go and see how the people in the demon world are doing, and okay, there we are.
Yeah.
Other way. And you see the girl growing up. Oh, yeah, she's grown up. Yeah, cool.
Well, or might not be grown up because...
Well, yeah, time might go differently now.
Yeah. Well, even because you know how it is, right? People grow at the rate we decide to grow at.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Like in comic books where people's children can stay babies forever, or one moment they disappear and then, some time stuff happens and now they've aged 7 years. Like, what?
Yeah. Or if you're Captain America, even though you're frozen in ice, somehow you can get aged to your actual age, which makes no sense because cryogenic freezing apparently
doesn't work. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. But okay. Yeah. Unless stuff like that, So all right, she could just I'm only 9 now. Like, wait, what? It's been 7 years. But how are you only age 1? Okay, sure.
Yeah. Just don't say how old you are.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Then it's okay. Yeah. That's what he shows. Things that's what it would mess up when they give someone an age. I'm like, well, should have just said they're a teenager. That's a good wherever you want to pick an age.
Did you ever watch this series called Psych?
Yes.
Yeah. So they had the kid at the beginning that was playing young Sean.
Yeah.
And then I think when it got to about season 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had to replace the actor. And then Sean even says when he sees a flashback of himself, apparently a vision of young stuff, and he said, "Didn't used to be someone else." And then the kid actually says, "Oh yeah, but I replaced him because he grew up." Yeah. And they're like, "All right, okay." I mean, all right,
I like when things like that mention it. Like, you used to look different. You're like, at least they know they're in on the joke. Oh.
But a series like that you can get away with because it is a comedy series as well.
You couldn't do it in say going back to randomly 24. You couldn't do it in 24. Hey, Jack, like, they didn't do this, but say like one season Jack's daughter was played by one person, and then we come back to her and she's playing a completely different person. You couldn't drop that joke in there like, hey, you used to look different. Yeah, hey,
replace me. Change your hair or something like that.
Yeah, and then she could
because it like in some things they just straight up ignore it and continue.
Yeah.
In fact, at the beginning of Sunset Beach that we used to watch, there was a freeze frame because they had the new actress walk in.
Yeah.
Froze the screen for a bit and then had the narrator say the character of this person is now played by this actress.
Oh.
And then it continued.
See, that's a good way of doing it as well. Okay. Oh, I'm up to speed now. Okay. It all makes sense now. Carry on. Rather than just...
yeah.
Hey, Susan.
But the thing is, in animation, you should be able to keep them consistent. So,
yeah.
So.
We even change the voice.
Well, wait. We say that, but you look at young Chi-Chi and you look at old Chi-Chi, and you're like,
yeah, two different people. Yeah.
Well, like, as a kid, she dressed really, really unconservative.
Yeah, and then now she's super like, you can only see my ankles, sort of thing. Yeah.
And Videl as well. I think Videl got it worse because her character completely changed.
Yeah, she went from like being like a badass to like damsel in distress. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All of a sudden, she's like, Chi-Chi is kind of still the same.
Yeah, Chi-Chi's kind of the same.
But there's I don't know what happened to Videl.
Yeah, and like the Videl character, I think what they did to it, like Gohan liked her because she wasn't that, and then he gets with her, then she becomes that. Like that's a bit of a weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a
it's different if they had Pan and she became that, but she was that before they.
Yeah, before Pan was even in existence. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was pregnant with Pan, except that she did. Wait, did she know or didn't she know?
I can't remember now. I don't think she knew, but then.
Oh yeah, because they were doing the ritual. I think she did know, but they had.
Yeah, I think
Goku didn't know.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it hadn't been revealed to him at that point.
Yeah.
So not that he didn't know, right? Like he's an idiot. Right?
Yeah, like
he's Goku. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just hadn't had the chance to tell people yet.
Yeah. Like, oh, so we could use the 5th Saiyan to use the powers of call on the Super Saiyan God. Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Technically, she's not really that much of a Saiyan, but all right, sure. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah, well, that explains why Pan has abilities since a baby that other Saiyans didn't have when they were kids because she got her potential because of the ritual, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
at least
you can kind of do that. Yeah, somehow that ritual made her half Saiyan. Like, wait, what?
Well, she is half Saiyan. They just unlocked apparently.
No, she's quarter Saiyan. Really.
Abilities when she was Super Saiyan in the womb.
Yeah.
How does that work? All right, It
doesn't, but
It's funny because they're like, oh yeah, there hasn't been a canon female Super Saiyan.
Mm.
Yeah, even though technically we'll say Pan was, but you never saw it because she, still a Super Saiyan, the youngest Super Saiyan ever, right?
Technically,
fetus. All right, okay.
But then another thing I don't know. This is we got to start off a tangent, but of course, but it is what it is. Like, remember there's an episode in GT where they kind of tease her going Super Saiyan and don't follow through with it. Like, what was the point of that? Like, she had the God Aura in charge of, and then they cut to advert, and it comes back, and then I think she punches the person as normal, and then they just carry on like.
See, now, if she was going Super Saiyan 4, that might be a bit dicey because apparently they lose upper clothing when they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, but she went normal Super Saiyan. That's fine, Apparently, Goku Jr. from 100 years in the future,
who's realistically has no more Saiyan blood in him, but yeah,
or bare minimal, right? He could go Super Saiyan,
right? But Pan,
who taught him that?
Yeah,
you're telling me all those 100 years, Pan never had a situation where she,
doesn't make any sense. But the first female Super Saiyan we see is like, what's the face, isn't it? KO and Khalifa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Oh, okay.
Which is crazy.
In Universe 6 then, yeah? In Universe 6.
Yeah.
I forgot. I won't say I kind of forgot about them, but kind of like.
Yeah,
I did actually. It's like my mind completely.
Brody. Yeah, technically, yeah. Yeah, it's just... Why didn't they just pull the trigger and pan? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So Gohan and Goten and Trunks got Super Saiyan when they were like 7 and 8, right?
Yeah.
And so you got a 4-year-old Pan is gonna get Super Saiyan, and Vegeta will blow his top for real.
He'll just stop caring at that point. Like, you know what? This is a child game.
I 100% do not see Bulma being.
Yeah, no, she's not.
Do you think? Okay. Do you think they'll tweak her character from how she is in GT, or do you think they kind of keep her like that kind of? I don't want to say a superficial kind of girly girl.
I don't know, because it depends how they want her and Vegeta's relationship to be. Because if they want it to be where she's the apple of his eye and all that stuff, then they'll probably keep her the same. Because I don't think he'll want his daughter to be fighting if it had that sort of relationship. But I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. Right? As much as we say Goku likes to fight his son.
Yeah.
Because he does. Yeah. But that's the spirit of the challenger within, right? Sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to people to become better than himself. Yeah. Vegeta slapped Trunks in the face.
Yeah. But
he's like, if you can lay one punch on me, right? Then I'll take you to Disneyland, yeah?
Yeah.
For all the equivalent, right?
Yeah.
To the theme parks, yeah? And the Trunks goes for it, and then Vegeta gets pushed back a bit, and Vegeta goes, bang! In Trunks' face, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of... And he says, and then the Trunks is like, oh, but what did you hit me back for? And then Vegeta's like, huh, I never said I wouldn't hit you back. I'm like, wow, that's kind of...
But, like, when you think about it, I'm going to say this, and people say what they want. Vegeta is a better father. He's actually a father to Trunks rather than Trunks was to his kid. I mean, not Trunks, sorry. Goku was to his kids. They kind of just like...
Well, to be fair, Goku was also dead for 7 years of
that. Yeah, which was his own choice. But, like... He...
Oh, no. Let me wrap this in a different bow. Goku got other people to beat up his son, right?
Yeah.
Vegeta beat up his son himself.
Yeah, that's more hands-on fathering.
And then Goku's like, my son can survive all these people beating him up. Therefore, he can survive me fighting him. So there was a gauge, right?
Yeah.
Vegeta's like, this. My son is stepping up to me. Nah, boy.
Yeah, it's just that way. Well, that's more.
Well, he doesn't really, but he hates adult Trunks as well at that point as well. Because adult Trunks could turn Super Saiyan. It's like, Vegeta, man, you gotta. Because before Vegeta himself could turn Super Saiyan, so.
But that's before Vegeta knew it was his son.
Sorry.
That's before Vegeta knew it was his son, though.
Yeah. But he had the bitterness from there that he transferred to his actual canon son.
Yeah.
Kind of, not really, but yeah. I think at the end of the Majin Buu saga, though, he's like, Trunks, you are my boy.
Yeah, you can tell he died so his son can live. So
yeah.
But wrapping this all back to Dharma. We've gone self-track. Okay,
would you like to see a sequel to Dharma? And if you do, would it take place in the third year between before the year before Super starts, or would it be something that would happen between the two sections of the Super?
That's a good point. Maybe a bit later on. So yeah, like between Super and Super. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
Super Part 1 and Super Part 2.
Yeah, around then. Or maybe they just call whatever comes up next not Super, like Dragon Ball, whatever. But yeah, I'll actually something between that, because what more can you sort of add and make it more messier?
Oh, yeah. Then where does Son Goku and Friends Return take place?
Which ones are those?
Sorry?
Which ones are Son Goku and...
Oh, it's the one that is the 30-minute episode before. So Super hadn't had it at this point.
Yeah.
This is with Tarble.
Oh. And is that the one where like they let Goten and Trunks fight the bad guy?
Well, Vegeta lets Trunks fight, and then Goku's like to Goten, yeah, Vegeta said you could fight as well.
Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah, that's the one.
Because that's I know that's canon. So maybe after that.
Wait, you mean after Daima?
Because that'd be that before.
Well, they didn't say specifically, so you can kind of slot in anywhere. You know,
I'd probably think that is after Daima, I reckon. But no, that's still fine. Yeah, I don't know. That's a real doozy. Oh. Like, they need They need to like hire someone in their department to like chronologically make a timeline for this.
You say that as well. So there's Dragon Ball, which we know is
we know that's
actually
beginning. Yeah.
And then there's Dragon Ball Z, which we know actually happens as well. Yeah. Then it gets murky because it either goes Daima, Super, or it goes Dragon Ball Z to Super, or it goes Dragon Ball Z to GT, right. But where does Dragon Ball Heroes fit? Because that's not in.
That's his own
continuity. Different branch completely.
Yeah. Because isn't that like all different timelines? Yeah.
It's like it's Dragon Ball Z, Super, and then Heroes kind of ish.
Because I kind of always thought Heroes as like, okay, this is the timeline. We cherry pick what we want. And
it's true.
There's like from different or their tastes or whatever, and then we'll like. It's kind of like Secret Wars in a way. Like, they'll bring them to whatever's going on in Super and then throw them all back to their timeline and wipe their memories. That's how I always thought Heroes as. I was like, okay, weird. We're going to do a bunch of cocaine and then just write a story. And it's not canon, but it's hella fun. And that's what Heroes was.
You say Secret Wars, but it's probably more about more closer to the multi-Doctor stories. Because, you got different versions of all these characters. Time Breaker Bardock and Vegeta and Time Patrol Goku who goes Super Saiyan 4 fighting Goku Super Saiyan Blue.
And then the different Gogetas and what and Gas Mask this person.
And then no one remembers anything when they get put back to their correct timelines, right?
Yeah, that's why I always thought Heroes was. So when I argue with someone to me, it's kind of like it's not canon because none of this makes any sense.
Well, it's canon to itself.
It's canon to its own self. Yeah, like So Heroes, hilarious. But and then that's what I want to say.
What I do like is these, like the mini stories they could do that are just self-contained. And slot in a particular place. That you can ignore, but not. You can ignore if you want, and it doesn't affect the rest of the series. And this is what kind of mostly it did. Because it was mostly in Demon Realm, so you could just say but then it's the transformations that kind of throw it off.
Like the Super Saiyan 3, like we said before, the Super Saiyan 3 one, I can go like, that could happen, and that could fit in to the timeline normally, right? It's Super Saiyan 4 with like and keeping at the end when he goes Super Saiyan 4 like. Now you cemented it. It's a thing. I don't know how you get around this now. How do you?
How do you say? Oh, my mom, I'm gonna go to my most powerful transformation to fight you, Beerus. Super Saiyan 3. And then apparently he had. But then again, this is Goku we're talking about, right? In the Majin Buu saga, where he's like, I'm gonna go Super Saiyan 2. And fight Vegeta. Even though he could have just turned Super Saiyan 3 and just smacked him across the head and that'd been that. No, he lets him murder all these people.
And even Vegeta kind of pulls him up on that. You had that in your hand the whole time and you decided to fight.
Well, he didn't call him out. You decided to let me murder the spectators. Not do anything. But we know that's because the Kuritorama Yama forgot
that he created Super Saiyan 3.
It's like Super Saiyan 2. Oh no, this is Super. No, it's not because you already got Super Saiyan 2 there.
Oh,
he's like, oops.
Give him long hair. So that's what But so it's just a Super Saiyan 4 thing. It's the only thing that kind of like, wait, what? Unless they did a caveat with, I think I can only do that once. Then I'm like, okay, cool. Then you can kind of go on the backbone and never think about it again. But
I did like how he got his power pulled back from back in the day.
Yeah.
Which Master Roshi was using as a clothesline, but yes, okay.
Yeah. I like
and
that.
It would have been even more funny if he had the cloud as well.
Yeah,
to fly all the time. And the Nimbus, yeah. But obviously in the demon realm.
Yeah, but I say yes.
But I did like as well how when they got changed to kids, their reach is much shorter.
Yeah.
So they had to adapt.
Yeah.
That's why he got the power pole. It's like,
Like, give you reason. Stuff. Yeah. I like that. I was like, they acknowledge that. That's cool. All right.
Yeah, and that gives them a bit more. Their enemies a bit more capable in their fights.
Yeah.
I want to say more peril, but it kind of isn't, and kind of is. It's just another thing where you're like, yeah, okay, they've taken the characters who can easily defeat you have taken a step back because of something.
Yeah.
Fine, but they still easily defeat you. So just okay, fine. Your difficulty was maybe be a level 1 if they were normal, but now it's like a level 2 because they've got shorter limbs.
Yeah. What did you think of in a demon world? They only had like 3 Dragon Balls, and it was on each 3 different demon worlds.
Oh yeah, I like that. The trials of even that the Namekian who made them, who forgot about what he used to do. The dimension Namekian, like he had Alzheimer's or something. Even though at the end of it, he's like winking at the camera, like, okay, so you pretended.
Was it all at play? Like,
yeah.
Was you that bored that he's like, I want to cause all this like kind of havoc, and then like realize that this is fun. I'm gonna help the good guys. I think, yeah.
I like the setup. It was cool. It was like, oh yeah. Well, I suppose they would have Dragon Balls. You need a Namekian to make them. Why not? You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Them being there in that world. Yeah.
Like and they had protectors and stuff like that. And the protectors are like, first it's a fight, and then second it's a mind puzzle.
I like that bit as well. That was cool. Like, that's kind of fun. That's smart. That's smart. Oh.
Yeah. And I thought someone was going to be sneaky at the end, but where like they actually asked them how to calculate something.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Nah, I'm just gonna chi blast you instead, actually, and take it."
So I did like that. Okay, and I liked them when Majin Du and Majin Ku had to fight the other one, where they thought, "Hey, Ku can beat this thing," and Ku just got battered, and then she's like, "Okay, cool, I'm gonna make another one," and then they made the fat one, and then they bribed them by giving them cookies, which I thought was like, that's a weird way to do it, but. I like that.
But it's fitting with Toriyama's style.
Yeah, like it didn't seem out of place with him. Oh, okay, I get this. There was another thing that I thought was hilarious, and they should have got more shine. Like the Demon World sort of Ginyu Force. Oh, what are they called?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot their names.
Yeah, the ones with the cannons and all that stuff. Yeah, and the ones that Vegeta beat up.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they were a funky group. They could have done something. They could have been. They had personality.
Yeah, but I did like that how the setup, and then it's like these guys are a joke. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Speaking of that, and this will be the final thing before we sign off, right?
Yeah.
What did you think I sent of the link I sent you with the United
Empire?
Oh
yeah, I saw that. I was like,
can you force pose?
What a bunch of nerds! It's hilarious. I saw. I was
like, when I saw the picture, I was like, wait, the pose is familiar.
It's familiar. And I was like. It took me a second. I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, yeah." I was like,
and they were pretty much like all in the right places.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder how many times they practice that.
Yeah, so Jeff Cobb at the back being Raccoon.
Yeah.
What's his name? Great Okan being
Berta. Isn't
it? Yeah. And then Callum Newman at the front being what's his face?
Gordo?
Captain Ginyu, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I thought Gordo would be on the right. Yeah.
And the Australian one, and but wait, who's the Time Freeze guy?
Time Freeze, is Gordo? Yeah. And then Jace's the Australian.
Jace, in some dubs that is Aussie, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes in some dubs he's not.
Yeah, which
but I didn't recognize who the other 2 guys were.
Neither do I. Wait, because I don't think.
But good on them for just jumping in there and doing the pose with everyone else. You know what I
mean? Because I remember I saw someone else do it, and I was like, "That's hilarious." Because I remember I seen someone do the real life Great Saiyaman pose. It was like, wow, that's.
Hey,
that takes effort.
Look, I'm gonna say you got to be committed to do that.
Yeah,
stuff, you know, you got to be like, first of all, only a specific amount. Well, if they were in Japan, fine, but I think they were on a US show, right?
Yeah. Even then.
Yeah, you got to be in the right. Like,
you have
the
to
people
know
who get it are the people in the right places.
Yeah.
You know, that will instantly get it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll be like, okay.
Because do you remember when like Sheamus and Cesaro used to come out and do the fusion?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And not a lot of people got it, but every time I was like, I get that.
yeah.
That's hilarious. You guys are nerds.
Yeah. And one more thing about wrestling because why not, right? Apparently. Yeah. Do you see how Mariah May and Toni Storm just keep kayfabe? Where Mariah May attacked her in the at the premiere of the
Queen of the Ring, is it?
Yeah, Queen of the Ring with Emily Bett Rickards.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, Mariah May. So Tony had the belt, and then Mariah May went out to like in a dress, by the way. She got all dolled up, right?
Yeah.
Just to walk over someone's moment and slap her across the face. Yeah. I'm like, all right. That's how deranged she is. Well, both of them, but you know. I'm like, okay.
Keeping kayfabe alive,
that is dedication, right there. First of all, it's a wrestling film, so I props to whoever, the director, producer, whoever it is, the coordinator, for allowing them to do that, because they continue their storyline into the real world as well.
That's crazy. You know what? I didn't even realize that the main character is Felicity Smoke from. Yeah, I did not know that, because I kept seeing pictures of them at the premiere. I was like, why is she there? And until now, like, oh, that's her. Okay.
Oh, but so Toni Storm's in this.
Yep, Toni Storm.
Trinity Fatu's in this film, right?
Yep, she's in it. So's Camille.
Yeah.
And Britt Baker.
Yeah.
And
Wait, what are you going to watch this film?
Yeah, I'll go watch it. Yeah. Because I never went.
Is it streaming or is it cinema?
That I'm not too sure.
Well, they had a premiere, so maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's out for a certain amount of time, and then.
I know it just come out in America. I don't know if it will come out. If it come out of here, if it comes out of here, I'll see it. Because I was gonna see the Von Erich film, but I don't know.
The Iron Claw.
Yeah, just never.
Did you watch the Page film?
No, that's another one I still haven't seen, but I should see.
I saw the series, by the way. I saw the actual documentaries. So the movie is called Fighting with My Family, right?
Yeah.
The TV series is Wrestling with My Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I saw that when that came out. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, I just never got around to actually seeing it. I think it was on Netflix for a point. I had it on my list to watch. I just never got around to it. And I like what's her name, Florence Pugh, so I don't know why I haven't seen it.
You watched Glow, yeah?
Yeah, I watched Glow. Yeah, Glow was awesome.
Yeah. So here's the thing with non-wrestling. I still haven't watched Heels yet, though.
Heels is good, man.
But I do like to see how wrestling is done by non-wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because it's like how they do it for screen.
Yeah.
And they get I don't want to say the stunt people, whoever needs to, do whatever they need to do. It's just like, okay, you need to do a particular segment, and then we can edit it from here to here. So you don't need to be as super skilled as you need to for an actual wrestling match.
Yeah.
But it's good to see how they do it. And the people that, like Felicity, and we're going to see her do a flying crossbody or something, and then it'll cut to, it'll be her climb the rope.
Yeah.
And then when she jumps,
it'll cut to someone else. Yeah.
And then and that person will catch the other person, and then after the free count or the kick out, they'll close up to her face or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like them edits. You're like, oh, you know what? Okay.
You know, it's funny, right? Heels is actually them doing it. Like they actually went to wrestling training to do it. Same with Glow is actually like all the women in it actually done wrestling training for like a year to do the film. So
but no, I'm sure there's certain stuff that they
certain stuff they probably wouldn't do. Like obviously, like maybe like table spots from the outside, stuff like that.
It's just certain level of training that you do need.
Yeah.
That for safety, and these people have got to film actual dramatic scenes as well. So you don't want to make them do particular things that you're like, if they can't get up the next day to do stuff.
Yeah, then
the other stuff is got to production back. So
yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I was like, Heels is really good. Heels is good. So is Glow. Did you watch Glow or you didn't bother?
Yeah, I watched Glow.
Glow was good.
And then when it ended, I was like, they just need another season or something to wrap it up.
Or even just like an hour and a half long movie or something to kind of wrap up everything. Yeah, that's one of the ones that pissed me off.
Yeah, but let's. So we're gonna close up to Dragon Ball Daima, even though within this episode we've gone off into
different aspects of life and other things,
into different dimensions, right? That's how we're gonna the next dimension.
Just like Dragon Ball Daima,
yeah. But overall, you just tell people to watch this.
Yeah, definitely, man.
It's a nice, neat series by itself. Canon, non-canon, whatever.
Whatever it is, you can enjoy it. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people were moaning. It's like, oh, it's the first couple of episodes of Bulma below. It's like it's a setup to the series. They're not gonna hit the ground running from the first episode, are they? Because then you only set yourself up for disappointment. That's why you gotta bring them in with a little nibbles here and there. And then, you know, it crescendos into Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands,
yeah.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll would I recommend to non-Dragon Ball fans? Well, it ties a bow upon itself.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about you need to watch episodes of this to get to that point. They do a recap at the beginning. They kind of download all the information you need right there.
Yeah.
And then you start moving.
Because you said, you probably could watch if you have a kind of grasp on Dragon Ball, you could watch Dharma and still enjoy it because they kind of fill you in the first episode anyway. Hey, by the way, these guys did this, and this is their off time, and this happens. You don't need to know the ins and outs of the making of the androids or Dr. Gyro and stuff. You don't need none of that. So yeah, watch it. It's nice fun. It's nice fun. It's not like Super where you kind of need to sort of know what happened beforehand to enjoy most of Super. Yeah.
Okay, and with that, we will sign off for this episode.
Yes.
I'm the demon with the third eye. If you smack me across the back of the head, 3 times is it?
Yep.
Bing! Then I lose my powers. Suachon.
And I am. Oh, we forgot to talk about that, but it doesn't matter. I am the grocery store owner who actually has 3 more of those eyes in a jar that you can sell, that you can buy.
In the after credits.
Yeah, that was. I'm like,
sequel bait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or we could buy.
Or if it appears in Super, right, and then all of a sudden someone's got 3 times 3 eyes.
Yeah, you're like, that's a callback to this. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Kyle Charles, and thank you for listening to us talk about. Loosely about Dragon Ball Daima.
Loosely about Dragon Ball Daima.
And you can watch that on Crunchyroll, Netflix. I think the English dub is slowly coming out, which I'm going to probably watch.
Yeah, I watched it in Japanese.
Yeah, same. Because I thought originally, oh, it's the English one. I remember watching it, and I was like, do I not know English anymore? I was like, oh, no, it's Japanese. I was like, oh, it's Japanese. Cool. So, yeah. And let us know what you thought about Dragon Ball Daima if you watched it or if you're gonna watch it. Let us know what you think. What's your new thoughts on the Super Saiyan 4 redesign? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What's your thoughts on Super Saiyan 4? Like me, I used to hate it. Now I have an appreciation for it. Before Daima, I had started to get an appreciation for Super Saiyan 4 and Dragon Ball GT. What about Dragon Ball GT? What do you think of that? Does it still count? Did it ever count?
Yeah, apparently not, right?
Yeah, just now. Literally, this is that she just made Dragon Ball GT irrelevant.
Yeah. Not that how many people thought it was relevant.
Yeah, to begin with.
But,
yeah. But Dragon Ball GT, thanks for the memories that are not really memories anymore because they've been erased. Yeah.
Dragon Ball GT is now officially fan fiction.
Yeah, literally, officially is fan fiction. Like, oh, okay. Oh, it's like. It's like every new Terminator film. Oh, we only recognize from this film. Like these ones don't count, or which I'm getting annoyed with lots of films doing that now. Oh yeah, our one takes place after this one because just reboot. Shut up. Stop doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And let us know in the comment section down below if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching it or listen to this on any audio podcasting platform, you can leave us a comment. Or follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Leave us something there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. And yeah, love you guys. And until next time, guys. Thank you for taking a trip with us around the first, second, and third Demon Realm. That's a lie. Random Multiverse. Bye.
Bye.